Hi, this is going to be a bonus reading for the weekend because I felt like doing it. um, so, just general energies. Always keep in mind that this is a general reading and messages could apply to you now or later. And stay open to timing and passing, coming to be. Always use your own logic, judgment, intuition when making decisions and see how this might apply to you. Perhaps in a different context, but just keep a broad open mind and hopefully this will speak to you in some way or answer some questions. And if you have time, check out the soundtrack below in the details that I put songs for visual metaphors of the cards, of the energies, of the things that we talk about here, further extrapolations, visual candy for you to see if there's any science clues, or maybe lead you somewhere new. So just get started. General energies for the weekend, perhaps longer. We'll see. General energies. High Priestess. So this is someone who is very mysterious, very knowledgeable, very smart, very somewhat secretive, but really doesn't say anything more than they need to. They sit between the two columns. They, encompass everything that has to do with that middle ground, what's unseen, what's hidden from us, the other side. They hold the key to that. They're someone who is very intuitive, very psychic maybe. It could be a water sign, or just someone embodying that energy. The High Priestess, knowledgeable, very feminine, someone who just, they can be very sexy too. So maybe this is you or someone you know, someone in your life, but it just is that feminine energy, that pomegranates behind her. It's just that beginning of that emotion, that flood of feeling, of intuition, of following that psychic guidance, those instincts that kick in that tell you to do something, go a certain way, or to, flip to a certain page in a book, or, follow that lead, or something like that. It's really tapping into that energy, those instincts, and following them, seeing where they lead you. Regardless of what you're working on, just sort of, or doing, or whatever it is you're wondering about, it's really trusting your own instincts, your own psychic instincts, your own hair in my mouth. It's holding back a little bit. It's being a little bit tight-lipped, though, too, with whatever it is that you're embarking on or talking about, or whatever knowledge you have. It's being a little bit tight-lipped. She knows things that other people don't necessarily know or could necessarily handle. It's a learning sort of energy as well. Little tidbits of information that come to you slowly over time that help you to see broader, to help you to, see the bigger picture, to gain that sort of insight knowledge, but it doesn't just come all at once. Mosquito. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, this can be you or just someone that's embodying this sort of energy in your life. Maybe you are, or someone you know, and oftentimes it's associated with Pisces, the crescent moon there, Cancer, associated with the moon. So maybe paying attention to lunar cycles, where if that affects you, or if you're interested in that. she has her little book of wisdom, her little book of knowledge. So maybe, keeping track of the things that you come across that interest you, that bring you somewhere new, that are kind of weird, or coincidences, things that a little bit unexplainable. Maybe just writing those down for your own, for your own information, and so you can look back on and. Yeah, she holds back. And like I said, this is a general reading, so this can apply to male or female. This is very female archetypal energy, like ultimate female, like Isis kind of thing. But it's because it's very watery, very emotional, very intuitive. But it can just mean that like someone in your life is like that, or you are like that, and you're in touch with your emotions, that kind of thing. And those are the things that lead you somewhere new. Those are the things that inform you, that help you gain some sort of guidance. Whatever it is it's really looking within. Maybe even going somewhere to like have your astrological chart read, or just gain some further insight into the other side. It's listening, it's feeling your way through something. So let's see, how is this energy context, how is this energy affecting you? It's a little hard to shuffle if you don't look at what you're doing. Further clarity on the High Priestess. It's number 2 in the Major Arcana. It's what comes after, you've taken in some information, you've used your resources, you've gathered all the information, you've looked everything over, you're using your mind and your intuition to further inform, see where that intuition is guiding you, or how it might affect you. So further clarity on the High Priestess, context in which it is affecting people for the weekend. The Emperor. A lot of Major Arcana cards have been coming up. These are like more major events, major influences in life, and whatever it is you're working on, or energies. It doesn't have to be a person necessarily, but this typically represents like a male figure, someone that's very much in charge of their environment. Could be a boss, something like that. Or it could be, the home too. Just someone who like really runs the household, is just very in charge, fair, determined, like motivated, and in control. Takes control if they need to. So it's kind of like very feminine, very masculine energy. This could be a couple as well, or just within yourself, finding that balance. I tend to think of this as like some sort of establishment or home, or, so maybe it's using your intuition more in one of those atmospheres, using your intuition to take control, to lead, to instruct, to show the way. Reverse, always keep in mind also that things can go either way. There's two sides of everything. two people, you know, two sides of every person, two sides of situation, two ways of looking at things. So, you know, I also just thought of, you know, because it's 2 and 4, so like your other half in a way, or your significant other. I am going to pull like some romance tarot cards, erotic tarot cards. Oh my gosh, I really need to get a new deck. But yeah, so but I'll leave that for later. This, yeah, these are just 2 very like knowledgeable, informed people. Sometimes it can talk about military, you know, someone who has like command over something. She kind of rules over the spiritual realm, you know, like this is more the physical plane. It can represent Taurus, Capricorn, or just any, you know, Aries too. Like I think of those mainly, but really anyone that embodies that sort of in charge energy. It can also be like a father figure or something like that. But I think it's like finding, you know, using your intuition to ground yourself, find some sort of stability, to take control of your life, to see the other side of things, to bring it all together, to bring it home. Let's see what's on the bottom. Speaking of bringing things home, this is the world. And that is like something coming full circle, bringing it all home, putting your signature, your stamp on something, finding that continuity within whatever it is you're working on, maybe, or whatever you're doing. Again, it seems like all sides or all 4 corners of something. Maybe stepping through some sort of framed perception. Seeing the whole picture. Connecting all of the different, like here we have Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So any of those signs maybe speak to you or someone you know or whatever situation you're dealing with. Any of those fixed energies, maybe being a little bit too stubborn or something like that. Maybe needing to complete something, and in order to do that, you have to tap into your feminine side, your creative side, your intuitive side, to see how everything comes full circle. This is 21, reduces down to 3, so it could also be speaking to love, but yeah, it's the end of a cycle. It's infinity too. It's like what goes around comes around, I think of. Maybe someone thinks the world of you, especially if this is like a couple that we're talking about. This could be like someone thinks the world of you. I see all different sides of you, all different, you know, facets, your strength, your intuition. She just looks like she's like, and they think the world of you. Finish my sentence. She just looks like she's stepping through some sort of frame, some sort of mirror, stepping through the looking glass, taking everything in, seeing how, you know, connecting above and below, mind and heart, all of that. But she looks just very like, la-di-da, you know, like, we'll see where this goes. Yeah, so maybe just bringing it home. Maybe going home, visiting someone, travel, something like that for the weekend. Memorial Day weekend, traveling, going home, seeing family, maybe seeing a father figure, mother figure. This could be very much what that's speaking to. Move these out. Yeah, you have the wreath there. It's like just green. I see, you know, like growth and continuity and feeling like everything's coming to a good completion, maybe, like tying it all together, or seeing where things tie together, seeing the North and South poles, like different axes, seeing things from different perspectives, together, all three together end up being a 9, and that is the end of a cycle, end of something, completion. So, maybe seeing yourself in a different light than what other, I don't know, I'll move on. Okay. From the Art of Life Tarot, I haven't used this one in a while, so further clarity. Maybe feeling emotionally connected to someone from home, maybe. Maybe looking back, remembering. Just very literal, like the end of the work week, and you're looking forward to it. By the way, I'm recording this at it's a really odd time of Thursday, or I guess it's technically Friday at 1:42 a.m. Wish my hair would stay back. Okay, let's see how this is all affecting people. General energies. Maybe feeling tied to something. I think in a good way, but maybe feeling like two people are connected. Let's see. There you go. 5 of Wands. The wisest men follow their own direction. Mentioned travel, so maybe deciding, to go somewhere different for the holiday weekend. Taking some alone time, getting away, contemplating things, just putting yourself at ease. The 5 of Wands, it talks about creativity, it talks about your work, it talks about again, sort of crossing wires, crossing something, making connections, things crisscrossing, maybe crossing paths with someone, maybe looking forward. This is Per Maggiore on the Road to St. Clair by Gaston Bachelard, 1884. Excuse my poor French accent, inability to pronounce things sometimes. 5 is a change. It's some sort of big change too. Maybe just change in scenery, getting out of your normal environment, getting out of your normal routine, in order to see things from a different perspective and connect all the dots, or see whatever it is you're working on, or life, or whatever, from a different perspective, to get new inspiration, to relax, to clear your mind, clear your head, just getting out of the normal, if you normally go somewhere, maybe it's changing that up and seeing where else you could go, where else you feel drawn towards or led, but it could also mean some sort of competition or something like that, and maybe you're just striking out on your own. The wisest men follow their own direction. So really, again, trusting your instincts, trusting your higher guidance, trusting your intuition and your like what gives you stability and grounding, and things that bring that in, or maybe a person, or maybe your family. Could also be talking about the 5th house of creativity, of love, romance, play, that kind of thing. So maybe just like, maybe those things give you a lot of stability, a lot of guidance, a lot of motivation, drive, all that. Because wands are fire energy. It's action, it's passion, it's doing things, it's creating something, building something, especially with the 5 of Wands. It's finding some sort of clarity also within your mind. Maybe within like a coworker situation, if there's like a competition for a certain position or something like that. But it's maybe coming to some sort of conclusion, or like uncrossing the wires, so that you can just have that clear, open, like path forward. Let's see. Fix myself here. Other clarity in the 5 of Wands. So maybe you could see what's going on in your 5th house. Maybe it's just bringing in more play, more creativity into your life, into how you approach things, into whatever it is you're working on, or wherever you're planning on traveling. Getting creative with that. Maybe within a partnership. Just bringing in more romance, maybe. Maybe going on a little romantic getaway, or being invited to go on a romantic getaway. But it's like really sort of uncrossing the barriers. Maybe working things out in your mind, something that brings in clarity. Creative work, creative solutions. King of Swords. The great virtue is the real courage to face facts and live beyond them. D.H. Lawrence. The portrait of John James Howell Coe, by unknown English artist, 1820s, Museum of Freemasonry, London, UK. So this kind of looks like he's gotten some sort of Medal of Honor, or like some badges, some, he just looks like someone very respectable, very honorable. Maybe this is you, or someone you know. Again, King of Swords, swords being air, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, using a lot of your mental capabilities, mental powers, having a clear head. This is someone who looks for truth, that is very just, very fair, likes to say it like it is. Could be a little serious, but it's just very clear in their speech and their communication, clear with what they want, with what's right, maybe seeking someone out like that. He usually has some sort of sword of truth, but maybe getting some sort of honor or award for your work, or just feeling rewarded for what you've been working on, and now it's time to take a break. It's the weekend, so or maybe going away with someone like this, or this is a person in your life, or you're just speaking honestly, openly with someone, or someone is speaking honestly, openly with you, or maybe needing to have that clear channel of communication. To say what you need to say, to get it out into the open. Six of Wands is on the bottom. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Samuel Coleridge. The Football Players by Henry Rousseau, 1908. Guggenheim. Sort of turn-century football game. Again, six of Wands. That came up in the elemental reading that I did earlier today. that maybe this will be posted at the same time. You can look at that. But it's feeling successful again, maybe like being honored or given some sort of award. Maybe some sort of promotion, some sort of something that makes you feel successful. Like people are on board with you, are cheering you on. It talks about not resting on your laurels, but it's like very much like having a clear, like maybe clear direction of where you're going, knowing where you've been, and like that informing you, informing where you go. Some interesting costumes. They kind of look like, I want to say like socks or something, like striped socks, or like prison, like old school prison uniforms or something that are striped. Or just maybe watching some, like, you know, game again with the Five of Wands, some sort of, I don't know what's going on right now, but it's in season, but I think, I don't know, maybe some sort of, I think I've heard something about like an NFL draft pick, I don't know, but maybe feeling like successful with something like that. Maybe your team won or something, or maybe you're on a team and it's winning. Maybe just getting out and playing too. Family, friends, remember, you know, feeling that sort of support. But again, it's Wands, so it's a lot of fire and air. It's things that fuel your passions, fuel your motivation, that uplift you, that make you feel like, that's the word I'm looking for, just sort of make you feel like you have some more direction maybe, or yeah, people are cheering you on. Three of Wands is on the bottom. I won't do any more cards from this deck, but I'll just show it to you. To be what we are and to become what we are capable of becoming is the only end in life. Robert Louis Stevenson. This is The Three Ages of Woman by Gustav Klimt, 1905. Galleria Nazionale d'Arte Moderna, Rome, Italy. So I think most people have seen this painting, but Three Ages of Women. So yeah, I think of just generations, maybe connecting with like grandmother or mother or, you know, father, you know, whatever, generations. Maybe seeing our grandparents or something this weekend. Three again, coming back to love, and Wands, love, passion, energy, action. Three Ages of Women. So maybe just maybe looking back, or if you are taking some time alone, taking some time off, like contemplating things, like maybe you're like seeing how far you've come, seeing the different stages in your life, different how you've evolved. Maybe someone else noticing that in you. Three of Wands, though. This is kind of like a communication card as well. Could be talking about the third house and the fifth house. Communication. You've sent something out. You're waiting for some information to come back to you. Response, feedback, anything like that. Sometimes I just think of it as like, call me, you know, like, and waiting for a call. But it's like, it's indicating that you are successful, again, with the Six of Wands. Success, whatever you've done is like been received well, and, you know, it's just kind of being patient, waiting, overseeing something, waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for that spark of information or inspiration, or waiting on some sort of communication on King of Swords, from the King of Swords, waiting to hear something that's very, like, enlightening, something that brings some clarity to a situation, with the Five of Wands, you know, and then once you've received that, just feeling very successful, victorious, yeah. I'll pull an oracle card for a little love reading, and then I have some books to read from at the end. So, oops, a lot here. Sum this all up. for the weekend, general energies. The Emperor, the High Priestess, the World. Maybe traveling to see someone again. Someone thinking the world of you. Getting that information. Someone telling you that. Communicating. And that just makes you feel really great. This is bringing everything full circle. So it's like, what do you need to do in order to do that? If you haven't already. Is there anything that you've left out, anything that you're missing, anything that you've forgotten, that would help tie everything together, that would help kind of close things, like really kind of, like I said, put a stamp on something, like finish it up so that you can move on and move forward. You just enjoy the weekend, you not have anything on your mind, but like, sum this up. It's 45. Again, this is like the globes, so maybe I have to show you guys this. Like, I have never seen this kind of candle before. Maybe it's like very common, but I thought it was just like a normal like citronella candle since I'm outside. I went to go light it, and it turns colors. Can you see that? Like it's green and then yellow, slowly orange. You can't really see it that well, but purple. It's like so cool. I don't know how it does it. It's like a happy surprise. Okay, back to this. 45. I haven't shown you the card yet. These people kind of look like the guys that were in the the puppets, like being sort of, I don't know what you want to say, like a puppet on a string, like your actions sort of being guided or helped, or maybe you're feeling lifted up by something. Again, being lifted up by others, like the shoulders of giants or something like that. Maybe going to see a play or something like that. Going to see a play. Let's see what it has to say. Okay, manipulation, control, role-playing, wishful thinking. I was just actually watching something that had to do with like role-playing. It was actually The Recruit, and they had mentioned role-playing or something in that, so I thought that was funny. Never seen it before. So this is, what good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret. Old chum, come to the cabaret. Lyrics from the musical Cabaret. So maybe I'll put some songs below from that. Life is a cabaret, a theater, a performance. We are acting out our roles as villains and heroes. Like marionettes, we are both manipulated and manipulating, writing and following the script. We share the stage with others for some acts and perform solo in others. In this parody, we can create artificial scenarios or planned outcomes. We can transform into something or someone that we are not. There may be a creative benefit in that we are encouraged to fulfill our dreams and wishes. The danger is in losing oneself in the role and losing touch with reality beyond the stage doors. So it's kind of like, what happens after you step off your stage? I think, we are always acting. It's always some sort of choice in how we portray ourselves, how we interact with others, what we say. It's always a choice in how we act. And whether or not we enhance that or not, it's acting. We act out our life. we act out what we believe in. We act out our interests. We take those things on. We act out our emotions. We project a little bit. So it's like maybe being aware of how you are acting in your life. Are you in charge? Are you the emperor and the high priestess? Are you pulling the strings? Or are you feeling manipulated and sort of, just not in control of things again? And again, I think also with like the high priestess and a curtain, it's like seeing behind the backstage, what goes on backstage. Whether or not you know or you're interested in knowing, it's having that like sort of itch to know something, to know more. Maybe now you feel like you are itching to know more about something, and that's driving you forward, that's making you move in a certain direction to fulfill that sort of, wanting to know more, wanting to find out more, to see it from your own perspective, taking in all the information that you can so that you can form your own opinions. Again, maybe taking a step back and observing things as well, seeing how others are interacting, seeing how the whole thing, the world, the whole thing sort of comes together, comes full circle. Oh my goodness. I don't think the citronella candle is really working that well. But yeah, and then so what happens for you after you come off your stage, when you are alone, when you, come home from work, when you come home from portraying your, social self. Are you happy with that? Are you happy with what you see, with your life, with how things played out? Are you happy with, do you wish, something had lasted longer? Let's see. Do you feel like, are you losing yourself to how the role that you've taken on in life? Do you see yourself? Is that how you really connect to yourself? I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but like, sometimes I feel like we take on all these different personas, especially around different people, but in social situations, and we just, we get very comfortable in those roles, and kind of even forget sometimes, like, just depending on like whether that is really a true expression of you and how you feel and your interests and all that, or is it more of a reflection of your environment, reflection of the people that you hang out with, a reflection of the situation and the scenario, things that are circumstances. Are things circumstantial? Are you reacting to your external circumstances instead of like a 5 of Wands and all that, taking a step back, thinking, gathering information, understanding what makes you feel in control, understanding what drives you, understanding what makes you feel creatively pulled in a certain direction, what answers questions for you, what inspires you to move forward or move in a certain way, to discover, uncover new bits of knowledge, or not. Like sometimes we get just very comfortable in our lives and who we surround ourselves with, and we start to take on those characteristics of those people, of the group. It's like group mentality kind of thing I think of as well. And so maybe it's taking a step back and remembering, realizing, understanding what really fuels you, what really speaks to your heart, makes you feel happy, makes you feel energized, and instead of being manipulated. And sometimes, role-playing can be something that, it's like taking on different personalities in a sense, like just enhancing different characteristics within yourself, putting yourself in situations that maybe even force you to draw on those characters, draw out certain things within yourself. Maybe certain people bring things out in you that you wouldn't be as aware of otherwise. Sometimes it takes someone showing something to you, being a reflection of yourself in order to see it clearly, to see it in a new light, a new way, and then being able to like take a step back and really question whether or not if you like that or not, or could you enhance it? Could it be better? Could you see yourself doing something else? Do you feel like you're kind of succumbing to group mentality? Do you need to take some time on your own? That kind of thing. So, like marionettes, we were both manipulated and manipulating. So yeah, it is some sort of give and take, writing and following the script. I kind of think of Westworld or something like that. Share the stage with others. Think of, the Shakespeare quote. Share the stage with others, for some acts and perform solos in others. Maybe a comedy, a parody. Makes me think of, I saw that movie Snatch. I don't remember the name. A few weekends ago, and it was just such a weird night. I guess I was just completely out of it. I was driving, and then someone had to, it was sort of like Twilight-y, so maybe when I started driving it wasn't, no, it was pretty late, actually, now that I think about it, and I was, driving without my lights on. I never do. I'm, a really good driver. I never do that, so someone had to, flash their lights at me, and, I could have sworn I turned on my, I don't know how I could have been driving without them. Anyways, so I don't know, it was just really strange. And so then I'm driving kind of oh, did I forget something else, And then I had just done this mashup of, and I had mentioned a possum, and all of a sudden I see this possum just slowly making its way across the road. Just came out of nowhere, and I don't know. I think possums are kind of cute. They're kind of I don't know. I wouldn't want to hang out with a possum, but they're kind of cute for big looking rats. And I don't know. I tried to swerve, but there was a car to my right, so I couldn't really, get out of the way. And I think I ran it over, and because I heard something, and it was just so ironic. I don't know, going to see this comedy, and I'm bawling in the car because I can't. I have animals. I felt so horrible, especially if it was still alive and in pain. People are looking at me in the car. I'm tears coming down because I just felt so bad. I didn't know what to do. It was kind of a highway sort of, so I couldn't really even pull over, and I was running late also. But I don't know what I would have done if I had, it just felt so horrible. And especially because I kind of feel like possums are I don't know, sort of spirit guides. Are so sweet, they are timid in a way. And there's just this one that hangs around here, and I kind of always feel like it's, I don't know, just kind of for a while now, I felt like it was sort of a good omen, or I don't know, during some sort of event that happened a while ago. I was on a walk and I saw a possum. I just play into those things so easily. But since then, it has always reminded me of that when I see this other one. So it just was very emotional for me. Maybe just feeling very emotional over something. But yeah, I just felt so horrible. It was just so weird. I was crying. I'm oh my God, I have to go watch this movie now and laugh. But I don't know what. That was a weird tangent I went on. Yeah, so there's a prince, and he's kneeling down. I'm just gonna go back to the card and not bore you with my weird possum story. Maybe volunteering with animals or something this weekend. Anyways, about this card, there's a horse, and I'm not really sure what that is. This makes me think of a song by Nick Cave, Straight to You. Because there's this curtain, kind of reminds me of a Twin Peaks sort of David Lynch. It's weird, and Moulin Rouge at the same time. I think I posted about that. I don't know. Maybe I'll put that below as well. Yeah, there's a prince. He's kneeling down for this she's like a copy of, of her, of this person. It's like almost a miniature version. Which I kind of think of our virtual selves, and that kind of thing. She looks like she's not having it. Like, talk to the hand. I don't know, just maybe genuinely asking someone for something, or maybe feeling manipulated, needing to get away. Like her little star. Just wearing a mask, maybe taking off the mask, seeing things in a new light, seeing things for what they are. Maybe just if you are able to get away and take some time by yourself, like that gives you some insight and allows you to see backstage what's really going on in your life, what's really playing a larger role in your life, what's really influencing you, and so you can have more control, I guess, or more power within your own life. I don't know, some sort of weird hat with like these like embroidered flowers, or I think since she doesn't have ears, she just has these like almost strings, really slim, like gold chains with like a star on the bottom, like just sort of hung around her ears or her whatever those things are. So there's her tool like collar and around her wrist too. It's like everything's sort of a miniature or multiplicity of what's the greater thing in charge. So maybe noticing that, so you can kind of feel more empowered too. Like if you understand how you're a reflection of like the greater universe or something like that, that makes you feel more in control or something like that. For love, romance, something along those lines. This is the Manara Tarot. Let's see. Love reading for the weekend. Knave of Air, so a lot of communication, maybe messages coming through. Dancing your way through something. He's a wrench, and he has his like little jumpsuit on. He's listening to his music, looks very happy. I have absolutely no idea how this is in any way romantic or even, erotic. I have no idea. He just looks very happy to be on his own, happy to, even if he's working, like happy to maybe maybe you're fixing up the house this weekend, or that would be something that would take, checklist. Knave of Air, though, this is someone who typically, rushes in to say something, to deliver a message. He's someone that like overhears something and kind of spills the beans, like is excited to have the information. Like it can be a younger person too. Knaves are often younger pages. It can be someone who just is a little bit like, likes to have the information, likes to know all the gossip, likes to know what's going on behind the scenes, backstage, and inform people. Whether or not they should or not, he fixing, like he's a wrench. It looks like he's, like, again, I said, like housework or something. So maybe like fixing some, I don't know what you use a wrench for, like tightening something, fixing some like leaks or something like that. I don't know. Listening to music, enjoying the entire process. We have the Eight of Earth on the bottom. This is Sun in Virgo. So, here's just doing something really funky. This is like, okay. So if these are two different people, air and earth, it's maybe like what makes you feel more grounded. Maybe this person is needing some sort of grounding. Again, she looks like she's playing the recorder, recording something, some music, maybe it looks like popcorn in the air, maybe going to see a movie, I don't know, 8 those powers, like regaining your power through something. Maybe something coming in to make you feel, some information, some news coming in to make you feel more in control and more powerful in your own life. It's maybe music helping you out, just calm you, that kind of thing, give you further insight, clarity, if you're looking for signs, clues, that kind of thing, paying attention to lyrics, paying attention to anything that has to do with music. It just helps you to whistle while you work your way through something, or maybe 2 different people. Maybe it's just representative of 2 different people. 8 of Earth is very much, like I said, Virgo. The Knave of Air could be any air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So, using your mind to connect to something that grounds you, that brings in some sort of sense of stability. Maybe this person is helping you do that. Like I said, maybe going to see, like, we have the play here, maybe going to see some sort of musical or movie with someone, maybe this person. I'll pull some more because that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, it looks like popcorn. Or maybe the number 8 is important to you. It's like popcorn floating around the air, just like leaves. It's very like romantic. It's very like, I don't know, whimsical. Maybe kind of being caught up in a dream, leading to, even if it is an earth sign, like being caught up in a dream, maybe someone making you feel dreamy. Or just a situation, something that brings on that sort of romantic feelings in you. When I see that, I kind of think of this, I don't know if I'll go into it because it's just a weird situation, or weird just sort of night for me, but it was just a few months ago. It was just like the wind was blowing these curtains over, and I don't know, just the strangest songs were coming on that really like strangely spoke to, like, I mean, almost like as if I had asked a question and like they were the answers. Everything I was coming across was like as if it was written for me. It was bizarre. And yeah, again, like I'd hear like sounds in the wind, and it was just like, just this very like romantic sort of, not romantic because it was by myself. It was like more just sort of dreamy. It was just this like what you think of a movie or something like that, but it was real, like a real life situation where just everything was so surreal. Things were kind of like, flying around, and like the light was catching in this weird way, and yeah, I was having all those like visuals pop in my head, that often happen when I'm doing these readings, and they were just like answers to my questions as well. It was just a very psychic, very connected, very strange night. So maybe talking about events like that in your life, that with someone, maybe that would help you connect with them. Music. Let's see. Further clarity. Further information. The Knave of sending a message to a Virgo, or getting a message from a Virgo. Communicating with a Virgo. Okay, well, this is the Hermit, Virgo. Number 9. This is someone who is like searching for some answers, taking some time off by themselves, again, to like contemplate, to gain some new a different perspective. There's no like couples in these cards so far. It's kind of like maybe being separate from someone or feeling isolated or feeling separate from if you are in a partnership or a relationship, like maybe feeling like you're not connecting or something and needing something to help you connect. Maybe music. Or just taking some time by yourself to really just think about what it is you want. Think of like, mirror, double dimensions, like mirror images of something. Seeing your reflection, seeing how, maybe feeling a little bit like a dog because this guy is a werewolf. I think a werewolf in Paris, or is it London? Maybe they were both like sequels, I don't know. Or 9, again, end of a cycle. So maybe coming to some sort of conclusion, also having taken some time by yourself. This kind of looks like this guy too, by the water, taking in the environment, taking in the scenery, going somewhere new that helps you just sort of connect to nature maybe, or, just feel more grounded, feel more clear on what it is you want, how you're going to handle a situation or something within your relationship, and some sort of mountain. Maybe you feel like you have this mountain ahead of you to climb and you're just sort of taking some time on your own. It's a very spiritual card. So it's kind of like being spiritually guided, but finding your way through a situation in the dark, taking it one step at a time, letting some sort of spiritual light or guidance or just inner light, something that is illuminating each step as you go, but you can't necessarily see the whole picture yet. You're kind of just feeling your way through something. It's an animal. It's animal instincts. Like maybe that is, maybe you need to really connect with how you feel about a situation. Like apart from outside influences, if this is talking about a relationship and you're getting all this information from your friends, family, it's like this is talking about like really taking a step back and figuring out how you feel about it, what you really want to do or what you really are looking for, maybe in someone else, or how to handle a situation within your relationship, or where to take your relationship, where it's going, that kind of thing. But the Hermit, it is really just seeking truth, seeking answers, seeking something, being on your own. Could be talking about someone, bachelorhood kind of thing, and just depending on what your situation is, could be like coming out of isolation, coming out of that search mode, coming out of bachelorhood, and maybe this is your last hurrah, I don't know. Just like the sky, orange sky, and just really pretty, but yeah, so maybe that means something to you. Werewolves, I think of like teen werewolf movies, I don't know, teenage werewolf, I don't know how this is like all going to connect, but to Virgo, be talking about the same person, or because this is major arcana and this is more of like Eight of Earth, this is the apprentice energy. This is someone who hammers out the details. This is like steps of something, taking it one step at a time. Where do you need to like maybe slow things down and take it one step at a time? Maybe that's what you need to do within your relationship, and he's thinking about her. Maybe some sort of message or communication between the two of them, or there's just a lot of thought going on within your head. And this is kind of saying, though, like, the wind and like, especially with the leaves or popcorn or whatever, and playing an instrument and some sort of mouthpiece. and like blowing through the recorder and like playing the music, So I think music's important, communication's important, listening maybe, listening to yourself, your own needs, that kind of thing, or maybe really listening to someone else, giving them a chance, like really opening up and communicating well, sharing what you know, sharing how you feel. Sharing what grounds you, what makes you feel comfortable and good in your environment with someone, so that there's like that clear channel of communication. Dancing toes, like put on your dancing shoes, or yeah, it makes me think of that David Bowie song. But Fate of Earth, it's really just paying attention to all the details. Like, have you missed anything? Have you skipped over maybe someone or something that needs to be addressed in a relationship or within your dating life or something? You need to fix something, It also makes me think of fixing someone through, like, love, not fixing someone, fixing the relationship maybe, or like fixing what's been sort of broken, or if there's been a, breach in trust or something like that, like fixing things through, here, music, but, music being representative of anything that helps people connect and, brings out those same shared emotions, or just reminds you that everyone has these goes through things and has these emotional reactions, like just feeling some sort of connection through maybe nostalgia, thinking back on something, someone, and making maybe adjustments or present tuning. Or maybe just, again, going on a date, like a play or concert or something. Okay, that's like way too many cards. I'm just gonna... Song or someone you are hoping for, or something, like here's a song that makes them think of you, or, vice versa. Remembering someone, like I said, from the past. Let's see. So blue sky is ahead before, and this is like the sunset, so it's like a full day of just seeing the beauty in someone, or, in the scenery and nature, and connecting that to someone. I don't know. This is the Devil and Justice. Which makes me kind of think of a movie I just watched, which is The Recruit with Al Pacino, and who's also in The Devil's Advocate. So, I don't know if those movies mean anything to you. This is like peeling back the layers of something, exposing yourself here. This is also Capricorn, by the way, so maybe that sign's important to you. But this is, peeling back the layers, removing whatever it is that's perhaps coming between you and someone else, or between your ability to, like, have a relationship, or what's keeping you, single, or something like that. Like, recognizing those things, taking some time to think about it. I don't know. Because this often represents temptation, It doesn't always have to be, like, something that's the devil, like, I think maybe, like, this is someone who is on his lonesome, like, like, going it alone. There's, like, a film strip here, and, like, music. Here he's by himself, too. Maybe thinking about someone, feeling tempted by someone, or someone is tempting you. Maybe someone finds you very sexy, or you find someone very sexy. I don't know, he looks just like he's kind of like whoa, surprise. And she's like, kind of actually, she's like the devil here. Kind of looks like that. So maybe igniting some passion, some fire in something, someone, finding new ways to sort of spice things up, or like, like tempt someone, maybe just like doing things that make you feel sexy, make you feel confident, good, and because it doesn't always have to mean like, something bad, like I said, like it can mean like removing any sort of blockages, removing anything that's keeping you apart or keeping you stuck or keeping you feeling like you are maybe stuck in a relationship or something like that. And it's like you could easily leave, that kind of thing. You could easily get out from whatever is holding you under, holding you back. You can talk about vices and things like that. So if maybe vices are coming between you and someone in your relationship. But it's making sure that there's nothing that is keeping you held back. It's 15, so reduces down to a 6. It's, opposite of the Lovers. So it's, it's that fiery energy, fiery nature, but it's someone who's very seductive and very tempting and very, it's having those things, feeling those things for someone, and maybe reigniting some sort of passion within your relationship, or like taking steps to do that. Again, with like the steps here, taking steps to do that, taking steps maybe to meet someone, taking steps towards someone, or towards reconciliation or something. If you are in a fight and feeling like a dog in the doghouse or something. Capricorn, though, too. And on the bottom, again, was justice. Within a relationship, I think more so like marriage or that kind of thing. Or, just coming to some sort of agreement or level, like having a level head in a relationship, maybe like needing to take some time on your own in order to, reconnect to yourself, maybe through music, dance, or something like that, something creative. Like I said, nature, contemplation, meditation, anything like that, in order to feel more level-headed. Justice talks about the truth and fairness and sort of truth and boundaries too. So maybe establishing. Okay, I'm having trouble talking, so maybe we'll move on. But establishing boundaries within a relationship, or that kind of thing, or just like coming together and seeing eye to eye. 11, it's or here in this deck, it's 8. It's oftentimes 11. So however you look at it, it could be a gateway. It's maybe looking in on something. I don't know. See. This is Leo. Usually justice is associated with Libra. Since it's 8 here, it's Leo. Maybe just spotting what it is you want. You're feeling very turned on or excited about that person, thinking about them, fantasizing about them, taking some time to think about how you want to approach that with them, maybe thinking of a creative way to ask them out to do something fun, maybe go on a fun date or something like that, or just, traveling. She looks like she's in, some sort of mosque or something, Egypt maybe, again, that came up in the last reading. I don't know, just sort of maybe holding back or hiding also. So making sure that you are being your true self in a relationship or when out meeting people. 8, again, though, power, reclaiming your power. Maybe you need to do that in a relationship with whoever you're dating. So 2 8s. Double 8s came up, 8 8, and 9, so it's end of a completion or something. So maybe just needing to get away, think about things, maybe taking a trip with someone, a loved one, and connecting on some sort of creative musical level. Speaks to your emotions, speaks to your heart, speaks to your memories, nostalgia, makes you feel connected to someone, and just find what you want and going after it. So, with that Leo energy, it's like not holding back. It's being expressive with how you feel. It's being charismatic. It's being warm, drawing people in, I don't really know again how this is romantic, so I'm just kind of extrapolating here. I think, it's spotting what you want and figuring out the best way to go about getting it. So I hope that was helpful. And I was going to read a couple things just separate from the whole love reading, separate from the earlier reading, and just see if there's anything fun, or maybe it will sum up something. This is the Poetics of Space, the classic look at how we experience intimate places. Intimacy, maybe recapturing that intimacy from a love reading in some sort of poetic sense. Maybe writing someone a poem, writing someone a song. Let's see. But again, I think this is just I'm going to try to see. Let's just see what happens. This is a clear example of the progressing type of action by means of which imagination surpasses reality. For here, the imagination acts upon not only geometrical dimensions, I did mention like double dimensions, but upon elements of power 8, and speed as well. And the Knave of Air can also talk about like quick communication too, like rushing in to say something, maybe not thinking things through, but speed as well. Not in the enlarged space either, but in a more rapid tempo. When the motion picture camera accelerates the unfolding of a flower, we receive a sublime image of offering. So, motion picture from this card here. I think of the unfolding of the flower. That is one of the themes that I've talked about, that I've sort of incorporated into all my projects and things that I've talked about, like just again, unfolding, peeling back the layers of yourself, revealing the layers of yourself, here, the things that that cover us, things, the personality traits, the role playing that we take on, even just like the false personas, the things that protect us, or like we think protect our walls, our layers of that we formed over the years through experience, stripping those things away, and that being the unfolding of a flower to me, blossoming, letting your, coming alive, letting something bloom, letting something take shape, take form, the unfolding of a flower. We receive a sublime image of offering. It is as though the flower we are seeing, like I said, I'm having a little bit of trouble talking tonight. It is as though the flower we see opening so quickly and without reservation sense the meaning of a gift, as though it were a gift from the world. The world. I like when things come full circle. Full circle. But if the cinema showed us a snail emerging from its shell in fast motion, or pushing its horns towards the sky very rapidly, what an aggression that would be. What aggressive horns! All our curiosity would be blocked by fear, and the fear-curiosity complex would be torn apart. So is there some sort of fear-curiosity complex you have? There is a passion, this is what it was talking about, so I'm just going to go back and read it. There's a passage in the book by Jurgis Baltrusadis, in which he recalls the action of an artist who shows a dog that leaps from its shell. I just thought of my jump video. And pounces upon a rabbit, 1 degree more of an aggressiveness, and the shell dog would attack this man. This is a clear example of progressing type of action. So things progressing quickly, maybe. What I was going to read was number 4, like the Emperor. On the shell theme, in addition to the dialects of small and large, the imagination is stipulated by the dialectics of creatures that are free and others that are in fetters. And what can we not expect from those that are unfettered? Again, so like freedom, removing the chains, removing whatever's holding you back or holding you down, thoughts, even emotions, like getting rid of those things, finding ways to do that. To be sure, in real life, a mollusk emerges from its shell indolently, so if we were studying the actual phenomena of stale behavior, its behavior would yield observations with no difficulty. I don't know if this is it's about coming out of your shell, coming out of blossoming, coming out of your shell, showing your true self in whatever form that is, you know. Maybe I'll go back and read. This is on shells. So it's all talking about like space and certain different types of spaces, and it's talking about searching. Roughly, a searching coffers that surround me, putting disarray in the darkness of cases are deep. Cases that are deep as though they had departed this life. So again, that hermit energy, like searching for something. He who buries a treasure buries himself with it. A secret is a grave, and it is not for nothing that a man who can be trusted with a secret boasts that he is like the grave. All intimacy hides from no view, and I recall that late Job Bousquet wrote, "No one sees me changing, but who sees me? I am my own hiding place." Kind of makes me think of Cancer energy too, with the shell, and like just being very protective of your environment, protective of yourself, protective of your emotions and feelings and people that you love and are in your life. And the Cancer, you know, keeping its shell around it, and like takes its shell and like goes and hides under a rock in a cave, and like it's just walls, again, boundaries that can't be there if you want to truly like open up to someone and have that intimacy. Jeez, this like little mosquito will not go away. I'll just flip to one more page. This is an interesting book. It's a French poem. Interesting. Poets often introduce us into a world of impossible sounds, so impossible, in fact, that their authors may be charged with creating fantasy that has no interest. One smiles and goes one's way, and yet most often the poet did not take his poem lightly, and a certain tenderness presided over these images. Rene Guy Cadeau, who lived in the village of happy homes, was moved to write, "Because all the flowers speak and sing, even those we draw, and it is impossible to remain unsociable when we draw a flower or a bird." Her secret was listening to flowers wear out their color. Like so many poets, Claude Vigée, I don't know how to pronounce it, hears the grass grow. I hear a young nut tree grow green. Such images as these must be taken, at least in their existence, as a reality of expression. for they owe their entire being to poetic expression, and this being would be diminished if we tried to refer them to reality, even to a psychological reality. Indeed, they dominate psychology and respond to no psychological impulse, save the impulse need for self-expression in one of those leisurely moments like the Hermit, or like the Five of, when we listen to everything in nature that is unable to speak. It would be quite superfluous for such images to be true. They exist, they possess the absoluteness of the image, and they have passed beyond the limit that separates condition from absolute sublimation. Think of this sublime Santeria, which I posted a long time ago, and actually, it was funny because I don't know, it was just a recontextualized version of something, I don't remember what, I think something going on in fashion and trend, but or where I saw it going. Been doing fashion forecasting for a long time. And it's like you could have replaced those costumes in that video with the costumes in Westworld, and I did mention that earlier. Like some sort of saloon, and yeah, maybe I'll put that video below. It's kind of a funny video. I don't know if I'll read anything else. Then how shall we see without hearing? Listen, now there's nothing but complete silence. Listen. Again, having to do with listening. I heard myself close my eyes and then open them. They're like little poems that are in French and translated, so I'm like looking for the translated versions. Yet listen well, not to my words, but to the tumult that rages in your body when you listen to yourself. Intimate immensity. The world is large, but in us it is deep as the sea. Space has always reduced me to silence. Maybe it's about finding a space that you feel like you can really listen, that you can really hear yourself, hear some higher guidance, to just listen to nature, just or a new place, a new space, like maybe just getting away for half a day to try to reconnect to yourself, reconnect to the beauty that surrounds you, the nature, the font. And with a stroke of a pen, I name myself master of the world, unlimited man. You're just taking control of your world, feeling like, again, that power. So, again, yeah, feeling control of yourself, of your environment, of your intuition, knowing how your intuition works, how it speaks to you, how you interpret messages, and how you interpret your own instincts and your own personal guidance, and creating your own world, becoming the master of your own world, master of your universe. I did have a video that talked about masters of the universe, like New Age expressionism or something like that. These are pretty. And all the rest is fiction. Using your imagination, maybe too, getting somewhere that allows you to, or like thinking of things in a new way, like again, like recontextualizing things so that you see them in a new way, and allowing your imagination to take over and lead you somewhere new. Maybe it's your environment that's allowing you to do that. Just see things in a new light, to remove any temptation, remove any like chains or any hang-ups, mental, emotional, or whatever. So that you can take back your power, you can feel in control, bring things full circle. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like also with that flower unfolding, it's like exposing yourself, like not in a weird way, but like just feeling exposed, a little bit vulnerable, feeling like you need to do that maybe in order to connect with someone or be more intimate with someone, or just understand what it is that you need to do, or how to bring things full circle, just like sort of maybe just being more vulnerable, opening up with how you feel, what you're thinking that you wouldn't maybe normally say, or just seeing how that, throwing a monkey wrench in the situation, just sort of just feeling comfortable with yourself too, I think. So, and that bringing in some sort of sense of confidence, control, power, intimacy, all that. And Nostradamus. These are fun. I don't know if there will be anything that applies, but we'll see. It's Final Prophecies of Nostradamus. After the victory, let's talk about victory, of the babbling tongue, the spirit is tempted, like the devil, by a tranquil rest. Throughout the battle, the bloody victor makes speeches, roasting the tongue, the flesh, and the bones. This is page 201, if you have this book. And some sort of like thing that might be holding back. Envy, ignorant envy, supported by the great king, who will propose that the writings should be forgiven. His wife, who was not his wife, tempted by another. No longer will the double-dealing couple protest against it. 7 came up, I think, in one of the readings. And the crow will do nothing but croak for 7 hours on a tower made of brick. It foretells death. The statutes stained with blood, a tyrant murdered, people praying to their gods. Sorry, this is a little heavy. So it's really a little bit more, I don't know. Let's see. With Mars adverse, the monarchy of the great fisherman will be ruinous trouble. These aren't very uplifting. The young Red King will take over the government. The traitors will act on a misty day. For 4 years, the seat will be held for some little good, or one will succeed to it who is with bitterness in life. Ravenna and Pisa, Verona will support him, desirous of elevating the papal cross. Let's see. The king is struck by a barbarian soldier unjustly, not far from death. The greedy ones will be the cause of the deed. Conspirator and realm in great remorse. Beside the young one, the old angel falls and will come to rise above him at the end. 10 years equal to most, the old one falls again, of 3, 2, 1, and 8. Seraphim. The number of astrologers will grow so great that they will be driven out, banned, and their books censored in the year 1607. So this has happened a long time ago, by sacred assemblies, so that none will be safe from the holy ones. I have a whole theory that the tarot is based on biblical or at least historical events, and that was kind of covered up, accused of being like a cult and all that. But I was watching something on the Ark of Covenant. I rewatched it, and it's funny, the 2 of Cups with like the winged lion over them popped out when I was talking about something, when it was talking about the Ark of the Covenant. It was just like, and I normally associate the chariot with that, which is travel, Apollo. It's being in control. So, I don't know, that's just a random side note. But, yeah, it's making your own opinions, I think, about things before, not just going on what you've always been taught or what, your religion says or whatnot. It's like investigating things for yourself. Things have as much power or meaning as you give them, so you shouldn't be scared of things that, it's just being in control, though, too, knowing what you believe, knowing what connects you to spirit, or your higher self, or the universe, waking up in that sense, and seeing the big picture, and making your own opinions about things, letting them inform your actions, and not just necessarily going with what is popular or accepted, but seeing the bigger picture, being a leader in that sense, going where people aren't as comfortable going, and knowing that you're fine because you're making up your own rules. So anyways, I hope this was helpful and, I don't know, interesting, or just fun. And if you do have time, check out the links below for further clarity or extrapolations on these messages and cards, and or just enjoy the music. And I hope that you have a great Memorial Day weekend and beginning of next week. And as always, feel free to comment below and let me know if these messages resonated for you, and if you like this video, if it worked for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching. If there's anything else, I don't think so. So, yeah, have a great weekend. Bye.